Hello, David Stoner Bell here with the Contessa, and we have learned that Dave and Dave, the infamous Dave and Dave, have a new video with a classmate from Dryden's 1980 graduating class. We can't wait to see who it is. Anyway, so Miss Kitty and I thought we'd pour ourselves a little breakfast to view the new video, and all I have to do is successfully open this bottle of wine. All right. I've never had problems getting something off between my legs. Oh, it's a screw top. Okay, here we go. All right, there's the window. Wait, what is this? Not again. I told you guys before, get off my lawn.
You know, I've got something else to tell you about that.
Next time, I'm going to call your mother, all right?
My mother?
Neighborhood kids, I tell you. But, my friends, that was a hard cue if I ever heard one. Take it away, boys.
Folks, welcome back to the Get Off Our Lawn show. My name is Dave Jackson. With me is my co-host down in North Carolina, the beard that always points south, Mr. Dave Seymour. And continue our ongoing trend of talking to folks from the Dryden class of 1980. We knew her as Noreen Dunlop, but now we are saying Rene Ryan.
Right.
How are you, dear?
I'm good. How are you guys?
That's right. I got it right.
Like a knee.
You did.
Like a
Yay.
knee. How are you, dear?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Oh, if I was any better, I'd be you.
Oh, my heart.
That's funny, Dave.
That is
Hey,
some.
I do what I can.
You know, your beard's pointing south, but you know, at 61, everything that we all have is pointing south.
It's
But
pointing south.
I'm going to use that. That's good.
everything.
This is just
Good.
one of many things pointing south.
Many things.
That's true. That's true.
And every orifice leaks now. Have you
Oh,
noticed?
hey.
Dave had that problem in his washroom just the other day,
That's the other day. But it wasn't my orifice per se.
Wasn't his orifice.
but it was leaking.
I got
It was
nothing to
leaking
do
now.
with that orifice.
No. No, it didn't cover my body.
So,
Take it away from high school, dear. We graduated. Then what happened to you?
On a beautiful June day.
oh, and a beautiful June day.
Then what happened?
I worked. I
Fair?
worked all summer. I always worked. I've worked since I was 13, 14 years old.
What
and
kind of
I
work?
started TC3. And I went to TC3 for about a year and a half
Okay.
or so. I thought I was going to take hotel management, which sounded fun, but I wasn't sure how I was going to get a job.
Uh-huh.
But then suddenly I got married.
Just like that?
And then 7 months later, Eddie was born.
Okay, let's back up.
Snap.
Let's slow that down just a little.
Slow that
Let's
roll.
Break
parse.
it down in little chunks.
We're gonna parse that.
We're gonna parse that. What were you studying at TC3? Hotel management?
Hotel management,
You did that for
Okay.
how long?
about a year and a half.
Okay. Where were you working during all this?
Oh, gosh. Where was I working?
Couldn't have been very compelling.
I know it wasn't very compelling. A job that made money.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's fair. All right.
Yeah.
Do you think you were working in Ithaca or Cortland?
Oh, no, I was working in Ithaca.
Okay.
Retail?
Mhm.
Retail?
Retail.
Fast
Okay.
food? No.
Retail. No fast food, never fast food. Retail.
All right, we're nailing it down. At the mall?
We're getting there. Well, yeah, was it at the
No,
mall?
not at the mall.
Was it Woolworths?
No, it might have been Ames or
Oh, Ames.
Bays or something like that in the
James
shoe
Way?
department. Now, my first job was at Ponderosa.
Okay.
Oh, that's where Blanche worked there too.
Yeah, I was the salad bar girl.
Oh, and I'm sure
With
you
that, you asked Blanche if she remembers those brown wraparound dresses
hmm
that you couldn't get too close to the flame broiler with, or you might combust.
Okay.
I
I'll
bet
ask
she
her that.
remembers those.
Because we used to go to Ponderosa and Ithaca
Yeah,
After
that's where I
church.
worked, Ponderosa and Ithaca.
I think she
After-
worked one in Cortland.
after
Oh,
after church on Sundays. It
it
was
was a hustle. They
it was
just
a-
closed the one in Geneva, just
now.
now.
We have one here in our town.
Do you?
Yeah, and Blanche refuses to go there.
It's still alive and kicking.
She saw how they treated the steaks.
She says, I said, let's go there and try it out. Man, it's probably changed in 40 years. No, I'm not going there. Okay. Whatever. Okay.
No, no way.
All right. So then,
Okay.
I understand you had a child in there somewhere.
Yes, I had 2 children. I
Okay.
had one child that was a big surprise, which probably shouldn't have been because I had more than 2 brain cells to rub together, but it seemed to be a surprise.
Yeah.
And so we decided that I would get married and have the baby instead of finishing college, which probably wasn't the best choice for me. But I had the baby, Eddie. He's my eldest. He's 41.
Wow.
And
41.
yeah, 41. Wow, that was a
Yeah.
kicker. And we bought a house in Newfield.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And then I had Christopher about 5 years later. So he's 36. And then when he started kindergarten, I went to nursing school.
Oh,
Wow.
okay. There's a change, right?
So what
There's a
year are we talking
change.
now? What year are we talking now that you went to nursery school?
Oh boy, let's see. Chris was born in 87, 5 years, 92, 93.
Okay.
Okay.
The rest of it's a blur. I don't know what it was, boys.
All right. Did you?
It was
Where
a
did
lot
you
of
go,
baking and cooking and gardening and taking care of babies.
where did you go to school for nursing?
Corning.
Corning. Okay.
Yeah, I loved it.
Nice.
Isn't that crazy? But I did. And then career-wise, I worked at a home care agency, which I ended up running for about 12 years in Ithaca. And then I bought a business up in Mendon, New York, near Rochester,
Okay.
called the Bridges of Mendon. And it was a beautiful house with antiques. It was gorgeous. And we had 6 residents there, and nurses and aides. And so I had that for about 20 years.
Holy cow.
Is that like an assisted living?
It was, uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
But with antiques, and it didn't look like a nursing home. It was for the, people that could afford us, I guess,
Yes.
really. So,
And you did that?
and
20 years for that?
and I had a little home care agency, which I still have now,
Okay.
Okay.
small.
hmm
So, and I sold Bridges of last year in October.
Wow.
Right.
Okay. And
It was
where are you
big
living
life
now?
change. Well, now I'm living in a nice rental cottage about 1.5 miles down the road from my house that smells a little smoky,
Okay.
on Seneca Lake in
Oh,
Geneva.
definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I was very surprised that you didn't want to you wanted to take the interview.
Yeah, yeah.
listen,
Well, good.
listen, we've all had at this point
Mhm.
things that we thought were probably never going to get over.
Yeah.
But you know what? This
We
is
do.
the thing about being 61. You get over them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe don't get over them, but they dull up a little bit enough for you to do. It always gets a little better, doesn't it?
You can see the other side, right?
Yeah, you can see the other side. It's not the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
Okay.
It's bloody inconvenient and it's sad in some ways, but
Yes.
I was saying to my friend, what do you think God wanted me to do with this whole thing? And she
Yeah.
said, Swedish death clean. And I said, okay, well, he got his wish.
What was that? Swedish death clean?
Yeah, have you not heard of that?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's a thing. Look it up. It's Swedish death clean. You kind of clean like your kids have to clean everything up when you die.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. So it's like a
Get rid of,
passing
get
on.
rid
We're
of.
gonna- Yep.
Right.
Got it.
how long were you in that facility? How long were you in that house?
I was in that house 20 years or so.
Wow. How old was the house?
It's built in 1980. And just to be clear,
Mhm.
this is what happened, Dave.
Okay.
I have a lady that comes and helps me clean every 2 weeks, once a month. And I had these fluffy floor pillows that my grandchildren roll around on and we put our feet on. And she put them up against the glass on the
Oh,
fireplace, and Daisy's stuffy toys, which are big, huge. And it was Halloween, and I
Okay.
worked that day in Ithaca, and I spent knock it off. No one likes that. Sorry about that. And I spent the night with my grandkids,
uh-huh.
and took my 16-year-old down to go trick-or-treating. I had to give her the lecture. I know you're not a jerk, but there's a lot of assholes around. Don't talk to anybody. Had to do all that stuff. So I had to stay because they have to be lectured on a
Okay.
regular basis.
Right.
Then I came home the next day and I walked in and I thought, gee, it smells funny in here. Now I have a Roomba.
Yep.
So my Roomba tried to clean the whole thing up. Bless its heart. I had to give it a nice pat and say, good job, good job. The whole thing was full of black stuff. So what happened is I think the fire inspector thinks it smoldered for about 10, 12 hours, then
Okay.
had a flash
Uh-huh.
fire, and then it put itself out.
Really?
So everything inside the house
Yep.
has to be thrown away. Windows
Right.
have to be replaced. The floors have to be replaced, but the structure is fine.
Huh.
Wow.
So is that
Yeah.
because it smells like smoke or was there heat damage?
Oh,
Water damage?
you wouldn't believe it. There are these, and people were like, look at all these cobwebs. I promised you, there's smoke webs. And there's so much smoke damage and soot.
Uh-huh.
You can't see out my windows. They're black.
Wow.
They're completely opaque. It was creepy, creepy, creepy. But
That's
anyway,
crazy.
I thought, well, there's a lesson in this. We'll figure out what it is at some point.
Well,
But there's a lesson in this, and it's like I said, it's not the worst thing that's ever happened to me. So we're just gonna keep on keeping on. I called both my kids. I don't usually call them for things, but I called them and said, come here now.
yeah.
And they ran, so they knew it was something.
They knew it was a thing. Huh.
They knew it was a thing.
So was the fireplace a gas or was it a gas fireplace?
It's a gas fireplace with glass on each side. It's a pass-through fireplace. My husband and I put it in for my 50th birthday.
Okay.
It's fieldstone. And then he had this idea of having a caffeine stove. You guys have been to Germany and Europe. You know what a caffeine stove is? in Europe, they're beautiful and they have tiles all over them, but there's a lot of cement. And
Okay.
when you get it hot, it stays hot a long, long time.
Okay.
And you don't have to feed the stove. So when we were first married, we had a wood stove, and
Yes.
the whole wall is this fire brick behind the.
Yeah.
Right. And I said to him, hey, you know, when you die, I'm not getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to chop wood, just so you know. So he put the fireplace in for me.
Uh-huh.
And it works on a little thermostat, and it's my main source of heat.
See, that makes me think, because we have a gas fireplace with a window in front of it and the fake rocks inside, heat rocks inside of it. So that makes me think about,
Yeah, don't put anything fluffy up there
Don't leave
Yeah.
them.
and leave it for 24 hours.
that's interesting.
Unless you want a new, you know, kitchen, new furniture, washer, dryer. Yeah.
I'm good.
On a new place, right?
Yeah,
But it's
Wow.
on a thermostat, so it regulates the temperature by itself.
right,
Okay.
correct.
So it's
Yeah.
like a
So I
regular.
keep it on, you know, 64.
Yep.
And it's worked a charm.
Okay.
It's been wonderful. So
Interesting.
anyway, that's old news.
Okay,
That
that's old
happened
news.
A couple weeks
What's
ago.
your Roomba's name?
Oh, I haven't named it. Why don't we name it
Well, obviously you have to go with,
Black Beauty?
oh, I like that.
Now that would work,
Yeah, I like it.
Because
Or
she was full of black soot.
or something soot related, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
soot related.
It'd be like
Wow.
sooty.
Sooty. What was that awful show when we were kids? My mother made me watch it. Oliver Twist. Oliver Twist was sooty.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, there ought to be a character from Oliver Twist. Or who was the
Go for
other? Mary Poppins had a lot of chimney sweeps.
Oh yeah, who was Dick Van Dyke? He was sooty.
Yeah,
What
he
was
was
his
sooty.
name?
I can't remember off the top of my head, but
We better look that up. We better
Yep.
Google that.
just so you know, Dave and I both have Roombas. And so,
Oh, do you?
yes.
Well,
Both
it
have
was so
two.
funny because when I was in a hurry to drop Daisy off, my dog, and get to a doctor's appointment, and I just noticed the floor had these black lines on it. It took me a minute. And when I opened her up, bless her heart, it was just black soot. And I thought, oh God, you tried so hard.
Yeah, that's great.
It is.
That's great.
It's a good story.
Had to change
I'll be
the
getting
filter.
another one of those.
You should send that. You should make a commercial for Roomba.
That's
Rob-
right. I
robot.
should. It's a
Rob- robot.
Eufy.
Yeah.
I had a Roomba, but I like the Eufy better.
Really?
Yeah.
Eufys. Yeah, I've seen the Eufys.
Is that a brand name, Eufy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can control it on my phone and set it to run every day at 10 o'clock.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't smart enough to do that with the Roomba.
Oh.
So anyway,
So, anyways,
I
I
was
digress.
married and then I wasn't, and then I was married again, and
okay.
now I'm not. I was married, had my kids, got divorced, was single a long time, met
Okay.
my husband,
Okay.
moved to Geneva on the lake.
Okay.
He died about 10 years ago. He was
Oh,
older
I'm
than
so-
I. He was a
I'm so very
Vietnam
sorry.
vet. Yeah, he was in Vietnam.
Hmm.
And
Wow.
so he had some things
Uh-huh.
going on.
Okay.
So, but he was a cool dude. I liked him. We had fun together. And
You put a fireplace.
so I moved from a small town to Rochester, and I thought, oh, big city. And I was there about a year.
Yep.
And then I lived in Geneva. So I'm a small town girl, I guess.
Wow. Wow.
So
And that.
What about you? No, you have grandkids, you said.
yeah. So Eddie's got 2 girls, Lily, and she's 16, and Isabella, and she's 13.
Mhm.
And then my youngest son, Christopher, has Chris Jr. He's
Mhm.
14. And then we've got, he was married a couple years ago. So we've inherited a new granddaughter, Allie. She's lovely. So now I have 4.
Wow.
Oh, and they're so much nicer and easier than kids. You've got grandkids. Aren't they easier?
They
They're a
are.
lot of-
You get to give
They're
them
a
back.
lot of-
I was going to
they're
say,
a
do
lot
you
of fun. They're such
you-
fun.
Oh, they
enjoy being a
are.
grandmother?
I think about them every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every day.
How often do you see them?
Oh, I have to see them once or twice a week.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
lucky. I work in Ithaca now. So when I sold Bridges, I still have the home care agency, but I have nurses that run it. I just have a small amount of cases, and that's up near Rochester.
Okay.
And then my friend that owns Bridges Cornell Heights, which is huge, has 7 houses. You should look it up. It's impressive and beautiful. Hornswoggled me into helping her 1 day a week. But I took a job at the Ithaca Hospital, which is so funny. I never thought I'd do that, but I'm doing pre-admission testing. So I sit on the phone, literally talking to people, yakking it up all day long. I'm sure I'm the most inappropriate nurse they have on the whole place, but I have a ball.
I won't hear
They pay
that.
me an obscene amount of money to just yak it up. I feel like I have to be charming for that, you know?
Right.
So,
We got the right gal for the job.
yeah, I mean, you got to try, put some
And-
effort into it.
So
That's
what are you
true.
pre-screening for?
Surgery. So
Surgery.
we work for the anesthesiologist. So we have to do all those
Yeah.
questions to make sure you're not going to croak off in the middle of the whole thing.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody likes that.
Broke off is a technical term.
Yeah. Nurses use it.
Sure they do.
We don't want you to die. Please answer the phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, I love my grandkids. They're such a joy to me. They really, really are.
Well, it's nice that they're in the area too.
Yeah, they are. I said I was there when all 3 of them were born, and they're not getting away from me.
Mm-hmm.
Run, but you can't hide.
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Well, they
No.
might think it is. To you,
How
it's not
many
bad.
grandkids do you guys have? Nice. Nice even number. And do they live close?
Yeah, all 4 right across town. I see them pretty much almost every day.
Nice.
Yep. Ours are within half an hour.
Oh, nice.
And so Pam right now is going up to help. We've got a new one that's 5 months old now.
Oh,
And so Pam likes to go up and help out with the peanut. And
nice.
so she's mastering holding the rattle and getting it in her mouth.
Oh, nice. Poking
I have
it
the
in
same
grandma's
issue.
eye.
Poking her in the eye, trying to
Nice.
all that kind of stuff, right?
Baby scared the hell out of me. I said to both the kids, I'm not keeping the kids overnight until they're a year old. And they thought I was kidding. And I was like, I'm not. I'm pretty sure they'll get leukemia, or the dog will eat them, or something horrible will happen. I
Scurvy,
cannot have them.
Rickets,
Rickets, both of them.
rickets,
Can't have
rickets with rickets.
Crickets with rickets.
That or
Terrible.
leprosy, right? It's like,
Yeah, leprosy. It's a thing. It's a thing. Still out there, Dave. Don't joke.
I know.
I'm a nurse. I know things.
Yeah, you know things.
You
I
know things.
get it. I get it.
Yeah, I know. I know that I know less than I ever thought I did at 61.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, mine are 16, 14, 4, and 2.
Oh, 2. Wow, that's a range.
That's the range right there. That's the make sure the doors are locked range. Make sure everything's
Yeah, that's the run your ass off
the
range.
safety
Don't touch
range.
it. Hot, cold.
Yeah, that's
Sharp.
exactly what that is.
Right.
Yeah, did you just run out the door? That type of thing.
Yeah.
Into
Are
the
the gates
cabinets.
all up? That type
Right.
of thing. So,
Yeah,
And
I'm
do you
waiting for
make the
cabinet.
older kids help with the younger kids?
it's funny because Devin, the 14-year-old, absolutely loves his little brothers. Just loves. I mean, he is really great with them.
Oh,
Adriana is now just getting into them. She was very standoffish when they came around, but she's starting to understand the family dynamic. and how-
Uh-huh.
But she had a hard time with it but she absolutely digs them now. But Devin just absolutely loves them, plays with them all the time.
oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
I love
Well-
having teenagers, which is weird, but I love having teenagers
Yeah.
for grandchildren.
What do you love about teenagers?
I love telling them about what assholes their parents were when they were their age. I do. Your father's a liar. He was an absolute jerk.
Yerk.
You're a jerk. I
Wow.
just like talking to them about, things I've learned and
A lot of back in the day
you
stories.
probably don't want to hear this, but I remember I was in love once, and
Yeah.
yeah, And I also love texting them to say, come down and give my back a scratch when I stay at their house. Yeah,
Wow.
Lily, my foot needs rubbing, my right foot near the toe. And she's like, I am not coming down there, Grandma. And I'm like,
Rub
Lily,
your
my
toe.
toe really hurts. And I hear stomp, 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 stomp.
That's
I'm never
hysterical.
doing this again.
I
This
could
is
never
so
do
gross.
that. Can you imagine that, Dave? Hey, Slappy, my corns hurt.
Yeah.
Like
Hey,
orange.
listen, I pay for it. I pay for it in the UGG department, UGG and Alta, and I'm like,
Great.
Alta, $220. Get down here.
Wow.
Yeah. Life is tough, buddy. Life is tough. Yeah. But I love having the kids so they're, they can think and do, and it's hard also because like Isabella, my youngest granddaughter, my oldest daughter Lily,
Uh-huh.
she was it's a good name, right? Lily. She was she's always the sweetest kid and always thinking of others, empathy. And then Isabella came out like a spicy taco, and she is let me just give you an example. She has to give her father a big lecture about women not all women stay in the kitchen, Dad. Some women actually have jobs, and she's giving him a lecture. So the toilet overflowed, and she called him, and her mom said, did you want him to do that guy job, or do you think that you're woman enough to do
Yeah,
that
get it
woman job
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
Isabella? Oh, I just this once, Dad can do it. Mhm.
Yeah, I prefer he did.
Yeah. So, she gets a little stuck. Sometimes Grandma has to help her out. So Lily's pumpkin, she said, look at our pumpkins. Cute little pumpkin, heart eyes. Isabella's pumpkin, knife in it, blood dripping. That's who they are. You have to embrace them.
Yeah.
Embrace them, right?
Embrace them.
My granddaughter went as Michael Myers this year for
Oh
Halloween.
my God, you're kidding.
Went out there,
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
whole ensemble.
Yeah,
I
Nice.
did a video of her. I said after they got back from trick or treat, and we took her up beside the house where the woods are at, and we had her drag a body into the woods.
Oh shit.
So she's got one of her friends, and she's just slow walking him into the woods.
Nice.
Great.
And
Yeah,
did the police show up at your
no,
property?
no.
No, not yet, but it'll
No,
go
that was at their
viral.
house. It was at
You
my
got that
daughter's
on the
house.
trail cam, right?
Yeah, the trail
Yeah.
cam. Yeah, yeah, all my blink cameras. Yeah. So let's talk school a little bit, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Who was your core group back in the day?
Agnes and Cassie, mostly.
Kathy,
Cassie,
Cassie,
Cassie Skank.
Cassie Skank. Okay, all right.
I think those were my core group. I had a small core group. I was trying to stay alive.
Now, where did you live while you were going to Dryden?
I lived on Lee Road.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In that,
When you come across.
I used to deliver papers on Lee Road.
Yeah, nice.
oh, so in Dryden then, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Dryden, right up on Lee Road.
Yeah, I had Lee Road, Porcelain's Trailer Park.
I delivered papers once in a while for a year or so at Porcelain's Trailer Park, but there were some mean people in Porcelain's Trailer Park, wasn't there, Dave?
It was tough getting that money from folks when it was
Oh,
time.
and some people would scream, "You threw it on the porch! I want it over here!" Did you get yelled at? Or
Yeah.
oh yeah,
I only did it for a year. I couldn't do it. They drove me nuts.
yeah,
That's when winter showed up. Winter showed up, I was like, done.
yeah. On your bike
On my
with
bike.
papers, folding those papers. Oh no.
Yeah, the Saturday morning paper stuff and the things in. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
horrible.
that was no bueno.
I ran the west side of Freeville for 4 years.
4 years.
Yep.
Man, you can take a beating, can't you, Dave?
I was a glutton for punishment.
Yes, so.
Yeah. My older brother had done it for 5, and so there was an expectation there that the next Seymour boy would take over.
Oh,
Did the next
Those
Seymour boy take it over
expectations.
after you?
Glenn ran it for a while.
Oh, he did.
Yep, he ran it for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
The customers were so happy to have a Seymour running the paper out again.
Oh, how
Because they
Not
darn
the
knew
Melissa
the
Seymour
paper
does it.
would show up.
nice. It's good to be reliable and dependable.
That's great.
That's me, Mr. Depend.
Yeah, so that was my core group, and I don't remember I think I was on the yearbook committee once.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's my claim to fame and staying alive. And
Okay, break this staying alive thing down. Was that mean you were a troublemaker? What was
no, listen, I moved there in 5th grade from Ithaca because my mother thought Ithaca was too rough for us to be raised in.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
had Miss Nichols as a teacher. And my first day was a half a day, and my second day, I was supposed to have had a homework assignment that I didn't know about. And she made me stand in a corner on a chair for 8 hours.
Shut up.
Miss Nichols?
No, shut up.
You were
I'm
in
telling you the
Your
truth.
first day and a half of school, you were put in the
My
corner?
second day, promise you.
Wow.
Yeah. I thought, oh God, so much better than Ithaca. I feel
That's
loved
harsh.
and-
These Dryden people are
warm.
great.
yeah.
Wow.
So I
Okay.
thought, oh God, this is the country. I got to be careful here. I'm just got to stay
You're
alive.
not messing around, yeah.
No,
I gotta
no.
look this lady up here. Let's see.
Miss Nichols?
I remember Miss
She
Nichols.
married a Flynn,
She did. She married
older Flynn.
Bobby. I think it was Bobby Flynn she married.
Flynn in a uniform, I remember.
Yeah, he was my recruiter, Bobby
Yeah.
Flynn,
Yeah.
Air
He
Force.
was a skinny, mean bitch. Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud?
You can say that out loud.
Yeah, you can.
She was mean jelly bean. She
I thought you
was.
were talking about Bobby Flynn there for a second. I was like,
No, I love all the Flynn boys.
Yeah.
Shawnee and
no, the Flynns were awesome. Loved them. Loved them.
Ronnie.
We need to get Shotgun on here. We need to get Ronnie on here.
Yeah, why don't you get Ronnie on? I love Ronnie.
Yeah, I'll work on it.
Do you remember when
Oh, here we go.
oh gosh. I don't
There
think
you
I'm
go.
in any of those. Oh, Miss Nichols, yeah. See her?
I'm seeing
I
her.
do. Yeah.
Mrs. McNichols.
That's exactly how I remember her too. Wow.
Oh yeah, she's a mean looking dude. Yeah.
So you're not in this picture.
No, I came halfway through the year.
All right. I just had to remember what Miss
And there's
Nichols.
very little proof that I went to Dryden High School at all, really.
Maybe you didn't.
Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did.
We're gonna go back and pull some classroom pictures.
All of a sudden,
Oh.
all of a sudden she goes like this. She takes her mask off, and it's Miss Nichols.
Yeah.
You Scooby
off.
Dooed us. Yeah.
Face
That's right. And I'd have gotten away with it too if it wasn't
Yeah,
for
it
those
wasn't
dang
for you,
kids.
Dunlop.
Men leading kids.
You damn kids.
Wow.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
interrupted something there.
Yeah.
You're good. You're good.
So yeah, that so we lived there. And I had an older brother, Mark. He was about 4 years older.
Yeah.
I remember
He
Mark.
passed away about 15 years ago from cancer.
Oh, I'm
Mm.
sorry.
Um,
I'm very sorry.
Thank you. And do you guys ever remember when we did a show and Shotgun and Ronnie Flynn, we had the I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, and he was the little guy with the union suit on and the teddy bear. Do you ever remember that? Oh, you ask him about that.
I will.
I'll never forget his face.
Was that a grade school thing?
Yeah, he was being forced into that. I know
Okay,
it.
all right.
Yeah.
He looked really put upon by that. Like, I'm not gonna get a chick after this. If I ever thought I was, it's over now. It's over.
I got played. I got
I got
asked to
played.
play.
My mother made me do this.
I got asked to play King Monkey in the 5th grade Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
But
King Monkey's scary.
and only because I had such a crush on my teacher, I said yes. But
Wasn't Miss Nichols, was it?
no, it's Miss Witter.
Think differently of you,
Yeah.
Dave, if it
It's
was.
Southern Belle, Miss Witter.
Oh,
Yes. But 3 days before the dress rehearsal, I got sick and Mark Machukas took it over.
Oh, I don't know
Oh.
Mark Machuca.
Remember Mark Machukas, Dave?
I remember the name.
Yeah,
I
Mark
don't.
Machukas.
I don't remember
We
him.
had a lot of people in our class, didn't we?
We did.
We did.
Who was
I
your
was
sixth
just-
grade teacher?
I was just thinking that you were still doing the monkey thing these days, Dave.
Easy. I'm down.
Sixth grade teacher. I don't know.
I had to
don't
look up
know.
Mrs. Witter too. Mrs. Witter.
Oh, Eddie Witter. Hmm.
I could share that, but you're staring right over her shoulder.
See, that was the only class that I really did bad in. That's a horrible picture. That's
Is that you?
Aw, look
That's,
at
I'm
your
right behind her.
hair.
I am right behind her,
I know.
Bless
You're
your
like,
heart.
as I
Did you-
should be.
Did you get right in her neck and smell her like
Oh, I'm
like
sure I
Biden
did.
likes to smell people's hair?
Yeah.
Get in there
you
and give
pulled
her,
a Joe Biden on
get
her.
her a whiff of that.
Oh, that's great.
I need to be near
We can
you.
stop
baby.
the video right now. I'd be totally happy. Oh yeah, I did so poorly in her class. I was just complete. I had such a crush on her. She could have said, "Dave, wash my car and shampoo my hair." I've been like,
Oh,
Or
bless her
rub
heart.
my corns,
corns.
right?
Yes,
Stomp my corns.
oh, my corns. I don't
Soak my
Oh,
corns.
those corns. No. Did I hear that Cosmo Vianney got in big trouble for like punching a kid?
Oh, I don't know about that.
I don't know if he got in trouble as much as he just punched kids.
He threw me out of a chair.
No, I think like he was invited to leave.
And
Oh,
not
I
come
don't.
back.
Oh, scandal! Breaking
Scandal.
news.
That
I mean,
I don't
he
know
was a
anything about.
devil. He was a devil always,
rough.
wasn't he?
He was rough.
He was.
Yeah, he knocked me out of a chair during a health class quiz. I looked up at the clock, just to look up at the clock, and bam, just knocked me clean out of the chair. Clean out of the chair.
And he had anger issues, didn't he?
We got it now.
Wow, look at these two knuckleheads.
Wow.
I say knucklehead with all due respect, of course.
With all due respect.
All due respect. Sisters, sisters.
Wow.
He's a chicken, you guys. I
Who's
said,
a
you get
chicken?
your ass up here. To make me do this. I'm voted the most
What were you voted?
forgettable person at Dryden High School.
Oh.
Noreen, who? Who was she in our
Hey.
class?
No, you actually, I tried to think. I can't remember having any conversations with you in school whatsoever. However, you wrote in my yearbook.
Did I? What did I write?
Funny you
Something
should
nice?
ask. Funny you should ask. I had to decipher it because it was very green and fairly
Flowery.
legible.
Get your ass over it.
All right. Here we go. Dave,
It's a good
it's
start.
been nice knowing you this year. It seems everyone is getting to be close friends. So never forget that and how Mr. Hanley used to pick on you. Hope you always get what you want. Love, Noreen.
Aw, I hope you always get what you want.
All right. Pretty much.
Nice. Did I write in yours, Dave?
I can't find my yearbook.
Oh, for shame.
I had it just the other day, and I came up here tonight to look for it. I don't know where to put it.
It was one of those damn kids, wasn't it?
Ah, grandkids.
Meddling
Damn
kids.
kids.
Who did you have for sixth grade? Hold that thought.
Give me some upstairs. It was somebody upstairs.
Mrs. Davidson, Mr. Jenner.
There was Mrs. Hunt, Mrs. Parsons, Mrs. Lance.
No.
Was it a gal or a guy? You really don't remember your
It's a
sixth grade
blur.
teacher?
It's a blur.
The blur.
I don't know what I had for breakfast.
Well, I get that. I
Telling you.
understand that.
Usually it's just your short-term memory that goes, but everything's gone now.
Wow.
I don't know who I had. It was upstairs though.
Mr. Parsons.
No, I don't think Mr. Parsons.
Okay.
Mrs. Davidson, Mrs. Gilbert, Mr. Jenner,
Mr. Booth.
Mr. Booth.
Mr. Jenner?
Yeah.
Maybe
He
him.
was across the hall from Mrs. Davidson. Were you close to
Maybe.
the staircase?
I was close to the staircase.
Probably and Mrs. Gilbert and Mr. Jenner were right
Mrs.
across.
Gilbert.
Did you find something?
No.
No.
Not meaning-
We'll dig a little harder. We'll see if we can't find you in a picture
Well,
Yeah.
somewhere in your plaid skirt.
In your plaid,
My plaid skirt.
with your knee
Never had a
socks, right?
plaid skirt. No,
Oh,
I
great.
tried to blend in like I'm doing now. I just like
Yeah.
to blend in the woodwork.
Now that's a great foam wig you have there. Now,
Thank you.
there must have been an occasion for actually acquiring this.
Yes, I bought one for Agnes and I before we went to Dothan. Did we forget them? Oh, yes, I do.
Does Agnes have her wig tonight?
No, mine was in the fire. They know you're here. Get over here.
Get over here, Agnes.
Get over here.
Agnes, help her jog her memory, Agnes.
So, hi, you guys.
Hi.
So first of all,
Hi.
let me tell you that the reason I'm here is because she's a chicken and wouldn't do this without me. So,
I
Have
can't
you
believe that.
Have you been lurking the entire time?
She's been lurking.
yeah, on the other side of the table.
Feeding me information, false information.
So this isn't just like,
She's like your lawyer.
She is.
So she bought these
yes.
for the Dothan trip,
Uh-huh.
and they're on our way to the airport, and she realized, and she's trying to describe them to me. I'm like, what are you talking about? She wanted to bring these to the Dothan trip, which would have been amazing because they're
Right.
freaking hilarious.
Right.
And so we were gonna wear them both tonight, but hers, so she's wearing mine. Hers was in the fire, and it's got like soot all in it. And
We wouldn't have gotten two of them in a frame anyways.
I
No,
know.
I know, right? Aren't they great? They have other ones too.
They're so big you could probably put two heads in it.
I know. You know, they came in a box like this big. They were all rolled up, and I
You can hang a
thought,
bike on that side. On that
I
corner.
know. They're nice and light though, super comfortable to wear.
Oh, yeah.
Comfortable. I'd wear mine anywhere.
You
Yeah.
can wear it. You can take them to dinner.
This is like foreplay at 61.
Hey,
Put this
Hey,
sucker on, Dave.
if foam does it
Hey,
for you,
listen, baby.
whatever it takes, dear.
I got a little surprise for you.
Okay. All right.
Brace
Fair enough.
yourself.
Okay.
Brace yourself. And then you just come in with nothing on but this and do want to
Yeah.
pose a
Kind of
little
stroll
bit.
in.
Not
Yeah.
where I eat oatmeal.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
That was from a movie, Dave.
Yes.
Not where you eat oatmeal. I'm picturing all the places you could eat oatmeal, David. It's not nice.
There was a Robin Williams movie.
Oh, I love Rob.
Was that Mrs. Doubtfire? Something like that. It was like
Hellfire.
brace yourself, Effie. And then it was that was the foreplay. Brace yourself, Effie. And then there was let's do it here. Not where I eat oatmeal.
Yeah.
Ah. You want?
All right. So since we're past sixth grade, we're on to junior high now.
Uh-huh.
Agnes is gonna wear that thing square dancing.
Oh, she won't
This
do
weekend.
it. She's a chicken.
Not Agnes.
Chicken. Stupid.
How much trouble
You're
did you get in
stupid.
school?
What?
How much trouble did you get in school?
I didn't really get in any trouble. I told you I tried to be. I was absolutely in love with Randy Beck.
I was too.
I know.
Oh, who
Love
wasn't?
him. But then my mother begged me not to date anybody because I would be pregnant and never go to college, and whoop, what happened anyway? But anyway, so then I wasn't allowed to be in love with him anymore. So, but Agnes, she took over. She was in love with him.
And if I had married him, I wouldn't have had to change my name.
That's right.
Wow. Could have been Beck.
No, you could have nipped that in the bud a long time ago, Agnes.
You could.
That was pretty clever, wasn't it?
Everybody had a
He's
crush on
sneaking
me.
in there.
What did you ask me?
I don't remember. Oh, how much trouble you got into? But you
Nothing.
didn't.
The only time I was the divorced, the child of the divorced people. I had a single mother, so everybody felt sorry for me. I felt like it was the 50s or something. I don't know, but you know, Mr. Cooper was the hammer, and he was always so nice to me.
Really?
And my brother used to get in trouble for both of us, frankly. So I think he felt sorry for me. But one time, Matt Bryant wanted to go to a basketball game. Now, I don't know why the hell Matt Bryant would want to go to a basketball game, because he's about as athletic as no one
As you.
ever. As me, that's right, as me. So we went to a basketball game, and it was a dead of winter. Well, when basketball's played, and we went outside and smoked a joint behind this big, huge pile of snow where they would plow it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I heard Mr. Cooper say, "I can smell that." And we jumped behind the snow thing, and my 2 clogs stuck in the snow. Remember when we used to wear those clippity cloppity clogs?
Right.
They stuck in the snow, and I couldn't get them out. So I said, "Shit." So Matt gave me one of his shoes, and so we each had one shoe. We figured that it was okay. And Monday morning, I got the Noreen Dunlop, please come to the office. Noreen Dunlop, please come to the office. And I thought, this is it. This is the one time I'm going to get it. I walked in. He hands me my shoes. And that was it. Never said a word to me.
Wow.
See why I had a crush on him? See?
Mr.
Yeah.
Cooper.
Mr. Cooper had a terrible crush on Mr. Cooper.
Really?
Yeah. Terrible
Agnes?
crush on him.
Agnes, what's your opinions about Mr. Cooper, real quick?
So we did get in trouble another time.
Oh, we did?
See,
Yeah.
this is why we
Tell me.
have the lawyer here, right here.
That's right. We have the lawyer.
Do tell, do tell.
I don't know. I might have told this story on mine, but we all had a field trip up to TC3. I don't know if you guys remember that, but they took us up there probably junior year to look at TC3. So, and I think all of us went. And I don't know why, but you told me and Kathy and Darlene and Cassie that it was okay if we skipped the bus ride back and we walked back. And we all got in big trouble for that.
Oh, it's
And-
my fault now.
Yeah.
It's my fault. Oh, I see. Okay.
And there was a time when Strug, do you remember when Struglia?
Oh, Jesus, he had a temper.
He screamed at
I
us.
do remember that. We
In
didn't do anything.
in the
though.
cafeteria. We didn't do one thing, and the man screamed at us. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't take us and throw us out. You know,
I'm
by the-
surprised he didn't have a freaking stroke.
Yeah,
Do
but
you remember how he used to scream at people? Super
Well, Stu-
sweet
Stu
and
had-
then bang on it.
He had 2 personalities.
He
That's right.
did.
yeah.
did.
The
I
happy
used to
go
work for Strug.
So one of those getting in trouble times was justified. The other was not.
Right.
So, do you have a
There you
volume?
They
We
balance.
have a
Yeah.
volume. I don't know. Let me see. What does it look like?
There.
Speakers 67%.
Yeah. Roll that up.
Speakers.
Go, 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 go. Good.
Go, go, go.
There.
Okay, there we go.
Uh-oh, we're frozen.
Oh, we're
Yeah, I see you.
No,
good.
you're still moving on this
You're
end.
good. You're moving on this end. You're good.
you guys aren't
Dave,
moving, but that's okay.
Seymour, you're not moving. So that's all
We're
right.
moving on.
Up
Oh,
there.
there you go.
Well,
We caught up. All right.
So you're
No?
kind of stuck. Your beard's going one way and your head's going the other.
Yeah, my beard's always going south. So
now you're stuck. I wish I was taking pictures of all this. Look at this. Okay.
One time, I think I smoked probably 5 or 6 joints in my life. I think I smoked a joint with Mark Dannenberg in a car once.
Okay.
Question.
Okay.
I
Like an event?
didn't smoke. So
Okay, I didn't smoke very much, but one time we went to the Sugar Shack.
okay. So I was there.
You were there, you and I, and a couple other people
Who will remain nameless.
who will rename. And I can't.
And you've already done an interview with one of them, but
It had Mickey Mouse on it. It was a little piece of
paper.
paper with Mickey Mouse on it. We had to put it under our tongue. I knew nothing about it. I just remember laying in a cold bunk thinking, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
So we won't even. You guys, I'm sure
I'm staying at Agnes's. I'm staying at Noreen's.
we stayed in a barn.
mhm.
We were lucky to be alive the next day. I'm sure it was not a thing for anybody else, but we felt like real badasses. We really
It was
did.
one of to this day, it's still one of the funniest nights of my life.
Oh yeah,
So
I still remember you laughing.
all of us.
Yeah.
Now, what made it the funniest night?
Because we just laughed at everything
just
and
laughed.
each other.
Ah.
We actually
Because of what you ingested.
Probably.
Yes. we actually left the barn, the sugar shack, and we went to somebody else was having a bonfire. What was the name of the
We did?
Yeah, we did. And everybody couldn't understand why we were all laughing. So we all said,
So you're constantly
get our
giggling.
jokes. What?
You were constantly giggling. And
Well,
what's wrong with these
way
two?
more than giggling, laughing and we finally just looked at each other and said, no one's getting our jokes, let's go back. And we went back and we continued to laugh.
Like why, that was the shadiest look. That sugar shack, that looked like some crimes happened there. That something really bad happened in that place.
Dave's in the same mode I am. I have no clue what the Sugar Shack is.
Oh man.
Oh, bless your hearts. You're good boys. Both.
I was delivering papers.
Well, that was the only time we were
4
there.
long years I delivered papers.
Uphill in the snow both ways.
Uphill in the snow with rags tied on my feet.
But it was funny because that evening has never left me, but I could not figure out who the other girl was. And she told me, I think within this year, I'm like, you were it. You were the
You
other one.
revealed the
Yep.
other person.
Yep. And she
Yeah.
remembers more about it than I did. So
Okay, can I ask you a question then? What town was the Sugar Shack in? Was it in Dryden?
well,
It
it's
was
on
near
the
Dryden Lake, wasn't it?
no, it's on the Irish settlement side of 13. It's up Irish settlement, midline, up
Yeah.
in there.
Okay.
There was a place where people used to go to have bonfires up there.
I tell you, if one of my grandchildren did something like this, I would string them up. Wouldn't you?
My father
See,
was.
we used to have bonfires all the time up behind Everett's on a like a plateau that was called Old Baldy.
That's it, Bald Hill, right? Was it Bald Hill?
Well, we called it Old Baldy because it
called it
was
Old
like an
Baldy.
overlook. You could see the Dryden Drive-In.
See, I didn't think there was any houses
No,
near
but-
there.
Well, yeah, we were out in the woods, but
Yeah, there was no house, or I was trying to figure out where this Sugar Shack was. But
I think it was uphill from there.
okay, all right.
But anyway,
But that,
Wow.
yeah, those are the only times we ever got in trouble.
well, we didn't get in trouble for that one.
Right. Well, we are now. We're in big trouble.
Now we're admitting it.
Now we're in
It's all
trouble.
out.
We're going to jail. Going to jail.
You get a knock on your door in about an hour.
Yeah. Well, they can't find me. I'm living on Crazy Cove, which is apt.
That's the name of it, Crazy Cove.
Crazy Cove
All right.
All right.
On Seneca Lake.
on Seneca Lake.
Nice.
Well, this is where she's staying while her house is being fixed.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
All right. So let's see. Let me ask you one other question. Rene, why did you change your name from Noreen?
I can tell you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. If you think you know.
Her mother always called her Rene, and we always called her Noreen. And I remember us making fun of Rene. And then when she left school, no one else could make fun of it. So she.
Yeah. So no one ever called me Noreen. And when I was in Fall Creek School, I was always Rene. And then it was probably that damn Miss Nichols.
Probably.
That's who it was.
That named you Noreen.
Yeah. She
So
insisted I
nobody in
call
high
her
school called you Rene. Nobody
No,
in high school
never.
called you.
Only her mother.
Never.
Hmm.
My family.
Yeah.
But I was always a Rene. I even have Rene on my nursing license even.
How do you sign your checks?
Rene Ryan.
Really.
Oh, all right.
So
Mhm.
people think it's Renee Ryan.
But it sounds like a weather girl. When I married my husband Patrick, I was like, Rene Ryan sounds like a weather girl. Now with the
What
weather,
a superhero.
Rene Ryan. Yeah.
I like it.
Supergirl?
Yeah. It could be a
Supergirl in a
superhero.
plaid flannel.
Really
I figured
plain.
it was plausible deniability for the Sugar Shack.
Yeah, you figure with the name Sugar Shack, it would be an actual, building.
Yeah.
It was a barn.
It sounded
Oh, it was a
nice,
barn.
didn't it?
Oh,
it was a
actually was a
barn.
barn.
Yeah, it was a
It was,
barn
well, let me tell you
with
something.
hay mounds and hay
it was,
bales.
It was creepy and
Mounds,
dark.
bales.
And it was creepy.
All right.
Bad things could have happened there, but let's move on.
We'll move on from there.
Yeah, we can move on. That's fine.
Move on. So what do you kids like to do for fun?
So basically, you went to school completely under the radar.
That's absolutely right.
That was it.
No one even knows I graduated. There's no record of me there.
So
No one.
what? obviously, Mr. Vianney had some sort of effect on you. What other teachers affected you to the negative or to the positive?
He was such a bastard. You know, one time when he was teaching sex ed, and I had met my first husband and we were dating, he said, you have sex all the time, don't you? You're a nymphomaniac. Do you remember when they called me nympho?
I do remember that.
And it was
I didn't know that.
terrible. And I said, please don't say that. I'm a freaking virgin, man. Don't talk to me that way. Can you imagine somebody
Today?
doing that now? Ooh, you'd be in big trouble. But yeah, he called me a nympho. Can you
Wait.
imagine?
Vianney did.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And then other people started doing it. And, you know,
I do remember that.
yeah, it was terrible. Vianney did. Can you
Let me
imagine somebody?
let me recheck what you wrote in my yearbook real quick.
I said, I hope you always get what you want. Isn't that nice? Dave, you can't always get what you want, Dave. You can't. You can't.
He's correlating that with the nympho.
I
Do you understand what's
know,
going on?
I know. I'm trying to.
Oh, that's great. So what teachers affected you to the positive?
I loved the guy upstairs with the red-haired math teacher. The red-haired math teacher at the end of the hall. Not Cleveland.
Wait, who was the guy that drank?
Yeah.
There was about half of them.
Oh, do you remember Mr. Ludwig used to walk around with his hand in his pants all the time?
Yeah.
Oh, he was creepy.
Yeah.
Claflin, Howard Claflin, I
Hey.
loved him.
Claflin, yeah.
No, his son had red hair. He didn't have red hair, right?
He didn't have red hair.
Red hair. Didn't he have red hair?
No, not Mr. Claflin.
No. Well, I liked Mr. Claflin anyway.
Yeah.
And there was kind of a dowdy, I think she was an English teacher. And I remember she had kind of long, pretty hair. She was kind of square, like shaped kind of square with long hair. And she was kind of like a hippie hero kind of to me. I liked her. Do you remember
Mrs.
who
Bruno?
it is?
Mrs. Bruno?
No,
What grade we talking? Junior high or senior high?
senior high.
Was she heavy?
Yes, she was heavy. She was almost square, and I thought she was a she looked a little bit like a peanut M&M. Like my ass.
Oh, from square to peanut M&M.
Peanut M&M. All right.
Or a peanut M&M. Anyway.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I don't know. I'm telling you, I had a ball with these guys in Dothan. We had a freaking ball. You guys should have gone.
This was last spring, right?
It
Down in
was.
Forest. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was
It
hilarious.
was so fun. We laughed and laughed and laughed. You got to come. You got to come. And it's such a lovely thing to donate to those
Oh,
women.
absolutely.
Yes.
You know, I mean, they really, look at Doris. Doris is I wish I knew her more in high school. She
Oh
is
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
such a wonderful, and her husband is so sweet, and get to know Robin, and she's just lovely, and it was so nice. And of course, Maddie, I love Maddie, and Dave Stoner. You can't
Yeah.
beat Dave. You can't beat
Yeah.
him. We went to Vegas. He
I was
said,
going to say.
yeah, do you want to go see Lady Gaga? And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, we'll go. So we went and we had a ball. There are a couple stories I can't tell you, really and truly, but we did have fun. You can ask him about it sometime.
All right.
Okay.
I promised him it would stay in Vegas.
What
And
happens in
then,
Vegas?
yeah, and then who else was there? Phil. Phil was there. He picked us up in his truck.
His birthday. Yeah.
At his birthday, right? And Stacy. And who
Yes.
else was there? Did I miss anybody?
I think
Tabitha.
Robin Brown was
Oh,
there.
Tabitha. Yeah, Robin. Yeah, we had a ball. Yeah, we had a ball with everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was nice. So
One of the highlights of the trip was go-kart racing.
yeah, the last day.
The go-kart racing was hysterical.
I
And
remember
we had to
seeing
do it
pictures
again.
about that. Nobody took any pictures of that.
Yeah,
What'd you say?
I didn't see any pictures of the go-kart race.
Oh, we have pictures.
Phil's got them all.
Well,
Oh,
we'll
check
get,
with Phil.
we'll text Phil.
He's got video too. He's got amazing picture of Matt. It's unbelievable.
Oh yeah, you guys, you can't hit each other. You can't hit each other. Bang.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, of course, we were gunning for each other. And
Yeah.
then those stupid little boats with the squirt guns on
Bumper
them.
boats.
You should have seen us like squirting each other. And Agnes would say, "No, my hair, my hair," and
Yeah.
we were going for. Yeah, that was fun.
So you guys pretty much reverted back to 16 again.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, and it was worth it. It was so much fun.
You know what the funniest thing was? We were in line at this like a little amusement park, and there's all these little teeny kids with their parents who are probably our kids' age, and they're all these 60-year-olds like, get out of the way,
Get
kid.
out of the way. We're going.
I want the green go-kart. That goes fast.
We came back in for the second round. It's like, get out of our way. We're going back out. So
That one's mine.
yep, fighting over the cars. So,
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
it was good. It was a great time. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm building a house for my mom.
Oh.
Behind my house,
Okay.
there's a building lot behind my house at the lake, and everybody in my family, well, I guess including my brother, but in her family, they all died in their 50s and 60s. My grandfather was the oldest at 73, and she's going to be 89 this summer.
Oh, so she's busting out of the mold then. She's
And I was like, hey, man,
not a wrinkle on the woman's face.
man,
Wow.
Great genes.
and
She's
she's
an
got,
outlier.
Amazing memory. Everything. She's incredible.
and she's spicy. I think that she's too grumpy to die, I think. So yeah, so we've been building a house
Okay.
in back for her. So I think that sucker's gonna be done before my house. I said, Mom, can I stay with you for a little while?
It's ironic, isn't it? Brand new house being built behind the house that she can't live in. So.
Right. But we had a look today and it was fun. It was fun to see it. And when I closed Bridges, I had Bridges for 20 years. I like people that feel the same way about what's important in life as I do. And that is, you know, to be kind and loving to people. And so Bridges was my chance to give and love all those people. Unfortunately, toward the end, there was a new sheriff in town, and she wanted me to kick out a man that had been there like 5 years, a retired judge.
Oh my gosh.
He had an amputation, and so I don't know if you've ever dealt with the Department of Health, but you always say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, too. But it got to the point where I was saying, you get the hell out of my house. You don't pay this mortgage. So they sued me. And yeah, the Department of Health sued me. So I've been sued a few times. I've always won, but they wanted Charlie out, and I fought for about 3 years. And I've always thought that if you're doing the right thing, in the end you win. I still have that feeling, but this was not going to work out like that. And toward the end, I thought, you're 60 years old. You're going to live in the nut house if you don't, you know, settle this down a little bit. So that's when I decided to sell. But that was my life's purpose. My life's purpose was to be a nurse and to love people. And I like people that get that.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, first of all, it's very honorable.
Well,
Wonderfully
thanks.
honorable. Yeah.
Rene is one of the most kind, generous people I've ever known in my whole life.
Oh, you liar.
No, I'm not just saying that because we're
I
on
know,
stage.
I
there.
know.
I'm like, I am dead serious. I didn't want to say it in her
I
presence.
know.
I'll
I
leave it at that.
absolutely hear the sincerity in your voice. So I
No,
believe-
it is. You have no idea. I mean, she's just
Oh, thank you.
listen. I'm not sucking up either.
Oh, all right.
So, no, that she is. She's
take this on the road.
amazing.
I am
Amazing.
so blessed to have these wonderful people in my life. You know, when the fire happened,
You reap what you sow.
my neighbors were,
Mhm.
even the ones that are a little grumpy that I don't really like so much, they were rushing over saying, you stay with us now. You're going to stay with us. You just bring your clothes over and you live with us. I probably had 6 different people say that I would stay with
Reach
them.
out.
It was so heartening, you know. You felt like, how can I cry because I've got to replace my freaking beach towels and my couch
Right.
when there's all this kindness and love all around you, you know?
Oh, the cream always comes to the top. So
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so, you know, in high school I thought, oh, I'm going to be a lawyer in high school. I'm going to be a lawyer. But then my friend used to take care of this lady, this little old lady, and we didn't have any old people in our family
Mhm.
because everyone died. And so this friend's daughter broke her arm, and so I took care of this little old lady named Esther, and her eyes were as blue as that basket behind you, Dave. And she had gray hair, and she was in bed, and she was really quiet, and I kept sneaking in to look at her because I thought, Jesus, she's going to jump out of that bed and get me because she's old, and I've never had an old person around me before. But she was such a sarcastic snot that I had to take care of her full time for 10 years.
uh-huh.
Absolutely loved her. And that's when I was like, well, I guess I have to do this because I really dig this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
So anyway, that's how I fell into that. But I want to find out about this cash cab thing, Dave. What do you have to do to get a Twix bar around here?
that's a different video altogether.
Yeah, come on, tell me about it. I love that show.
It's really very simple. I just drive Uber and Lyft a couple days a week, and on the week on Fridays and Saturdays, I put prizes in my car. It's basically candy of various sizes, and I play songs. If they can name the title of the song, they get the prize. And then at the end of the ride, I have a bigger question for a bigger piece of candy, usually one of those big jumbo size Hershey bar type things.
Uh-huh.
And if they get the answer right, they win the bar, the lights come on, and everybody's happy.
I bet that's a ball. And where did you get the lights?
Amazon. It's just a Amazon $6 suction cup light in my car with a little remote. It's a piece of cake.
Oh, how fun.
Do you hit the lights when they get in the car?
No, the lights are complete surprise. It's hidden behind their seat.
So they
Yeah.
don't see that until they win. Where
Until they
Cash
win.
did
Until they
it
win the big prize.
when they
Yeah.
got
If
in.
they don't
Okay.
win, if there's no winner, there's no lights. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
Is
tried
that
it.
Elvis on that blanket back there?
No, I think it's Kiss.
Is it
Kiss.
Kiss? Oh, it's Kiss.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's all right. And so you learn really quickly in this little job, this little side thing that I do, how to know your audiences real quick. Because sometimes you're that bartender that has to listen. Sometimes you're a counselor. Sometimes you're a
Oh
therapist.
gosh.
Sometimes, I mean, all that. You just know when to be quiet, know when to help, know
Right.
when to entertain. And Dave knows I love to entertain. So
Dave's
It's-
entertaining.
yeah,
That's
it's one of those-
fun.
It's just one of those things that and it's just fun. It's just really fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a ball. That sounds like something I'd love to do.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a real hoot. Dave will tell you.
Yeah,
I
that
really
sounds
enjoy it.
super fun. And where do you have your Uber, Dave?
So Pittsburgh is a college town.
Nice.
And so I live, just north of Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh's got 5 colleges and an airport and an international
Nice.
airport. So, yeah, and it's busy. And we, the Steelers, Heinz Field, PNC Park for the Pirates, PPG Stadium for the Penguins.
Nice.
We have a soccer team. I mean, there's just students all the time. It's just always busy, always
Nice.
going. So, yeah,
That's
just
fun.
Yeah, it's just fun.
Yeah, that sounds super fun.
So
I like people that like to have a little fun.
Well, I mean, it's interesting because people appreciate it, and I've had very few jerks in my car.
Mhm.
Every once in a while, you'll get somebody. Even people say, "Don't you get sick of the drunks?" They're usually the funniest,
Nice.
and that's why I'm there, because they need a
They
ride
can-
because they've been drinking. So
Right? That's great.
Yeah.
it's a good time.
It's a public service.
It's a
It
public
is a public.
service.
Do you say what we heard all the time in Vegas? $500 you throw up in my car. $500.
Well, funny you should mention that. So
Oh
I always
no.
it's happened once, and it cost the boyfriend $300 because what happens is if they throw up in your car, you immediately take pictures of the barf, and you write little bullet statements to Uber. They put money in your account in a half an hour
So Uber takes
Because-
it from them?
Really?
because it's hazardous waste in your car.
No, it's a bio.
So so
Right,
your
yep.
night's done. You can't earn money. You got to get the car professionally cleaned. But if it's 2 o'clock on a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning, you're not gonna get professionally clean. So you got to go home and take the seats out and deal with it. So that's why they pay you. So I always tell people if I feel they're on the go no go point, I tell them just so you know, there's bags right here,
Yeah.
up all the windows. But if you throw up in my car, this is what's gonna happen. They sober up like that.
Nice.
So, Dave, does Uber take the money from their account?
Yes,
Okay, boom.
it comes right
Nice.
off their card. It comes right off their card.
Yeah.
Nice.
Uber doesn't pay for it; the customer does.
Okay.
As well they should.
Well, with a bus, one of our new drivers just posted on Facebook that she had her first biohazard.
Yeah,
That happens on a bus. 60 people are kicked off the bus, and that's it. Game's over. The bus
Game's
goes
over.
back, and everybody's standing around waiting for her to get another one. And
yeah.
all
It's the same
because of
thing.
one person,
You,
so,
you
yeah.
shut down for the night.
it's a
Not gonna-
biohazard. You can't do it.
Right.
Correct.
So
Correct. It's only happened
You-
once.
good for you
That's
that
good.
money. I mean,
That's in 6 years. Once.
yeah.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
We were in Seneca Falls today in a Mennonite store having lunch, and this woman goes, Agnes! And it was one of her customers that rides the
And
bus.
she absolutely
I love Agnes. She says, I love
From
her."
Ithaca. We
Yeah,
run
from
into her.
Ithaca.
Wow.
Isn't that funny?
and she's one of my favorite people too. So yeah.
Yeah, I get that once in a while. I'll be in a store with my wife, and they'll go, "Oh, it's one of two things. Aren't you the guy that used to run with a flag, or aren't you my Uber driver?" That's
Yep.
what I get a lot of.
Yeah.
Butler Flagman.
Baller flag man. So yeah.
Butler Flagman. He does like Mitchell used to do with a ruck club.
Oh, nice.
To-
Gosh, I had a flag when my husband passed away that the Marines gave me.
Mhm.
And when my brother was my half brother, was in Afghanistan 4 times, and he gave me a flag that used to fly over the thing, and they were like, the people that were cleaning were like saving these little stupid knickknacks, and they're like, "Do you want those?
the flags.
Do you know what those are?" What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of do want those
Those
Yeah.
are special now.
cleaned.
Yes.
Mhm.
Correct.
Crying in the sink.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, I like people that like to have a good time. I like people that don't take themselves too seriously. That's fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You
I would
know,
agree.
life's too serious anyway.
It
I would
is.
agree.
So along that line, what kind of advice would you give yourself backwards to high school now that you've gained some life
Oh,
experience? If you were to talk to young,
I would say to myself, stop being late to school every single morning. You don't need to curl your hair that tightly. They look like horns. I would say that to myself. Do you remember when I used to curl and curl and curl? But I'm surprised I had any hair left on that. I would tell myself to relax a little bit, I think. Yeah.
Well, you weren't relaxed enough. Were you that uptight?
I was pretty uptight. I was
Really?
pretty afraid of everything. I felt like I wasn't born and raised in Dryden. I wasn't wanted in Dryden. I was an outsider. I need to keep my mouth shut.
What about taking gym class?
Crazy. Shut up. Why do we have to take gym class? Why do people have to take gym class? It just seems so silly. Doesn't it?
We have to understand your athletic prowess.
And climb the rope.
Always dumb.
What are you
I'm not
dropping
dumb.
something, lady? Do you see my body shape? You think my ass is going up that rope?
The rope was
It's
dumb.
not going up that rope.
Nobody made it up the
Can't
rope.
you even try? I'm not trying.
Randy Beck made it up the rope.
Who did?
Randy Beck.
Of course he did.
Oh,
He was a superhero.
I'm sure Ron Jackson made it up the
Oh,
rope.
Probably
Ron
Ronnie
Jackson
made it up
the
too.
wall.
Yes.
He made it up with
Yeah.
one arm.
Gosh, he's a strong guy.
Yeah.
Stonewall Jackson, the other Jackson. Yep.
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 Him and
Oh,
Nick
yeah.
Beck, man.
I didn't like, I tell you who I didn't like too much.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Miss Zerbal.
Oh.
Because she
Oh.
used to come and ask if I needed help showering.
What?
Do you remember those little stalls? If you
Well,
were
yeah.
lucky enough to
Well,
get
not
one-
your stalls. I remember our stalls. I don't remember
Well,
your stalls. Yes.
Well,
The
you
guys didn't
remember
have
the girls'
stalls.
locker room?
We didn't have stalls. We had open showers.
We had open showers.
Oh, that would have been fun.
Well, that was great.
Hours.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh yeah.
she asked me if I needed help one day, and I thought I was quite young. I think I didn't quite get it for a while afterwards, but I thought, I don't think that's right. I don't think she should be asking me that.
Something didn't feel right.
Something didn't feel right about that. She creeped me out.
Yeah.
Oh, who was the home ec teacher? Was it Miss Swift?
Miss Swift and Mrs. Payne.
Miss Swift, I remember.
So you were saying,
You were saying Mrs. Herbal dropped the soap? What?
No, thank you. She creeped me out a little bit, but anyway, we won't. Oh, I liked Miss Swift because I liked domestic things, and I liked her sing-song voice. Do you remember?
Yeah. I do. I had Miss Swift and Miss Payne for different levels of home ec.
Yeah.
Jeff Markle or Markel, depending on what year it is. Him and I won our senior year in high school. Him and I won the cake decorating contest. Our wedding cake,
Shut
our
up.
wedding cake actually was presented at the art show.
No way.
Really?
Did you both work at it on the same
Yeah.
cake?
Yeah, on the same wedding. Him and I.
Wow.
we
I
took
only
cake.
made an apron.
We took cake. There was an actual cake decorating class our senior year.
Yeah.
Your mom did your homework for you.
Yeah. You know what?
we had to do it in school. We had to build it in school.
That's a retirement gig for you right there.
No, I haven't made one since.
You know, we've all got to be good at something, Dave.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
good at driving.
He's
Dave
good
has
at
moved over to popping out of the wedding cakes.
yes.
Yeah, that would have been cute.
Yeah.
So do you guys like to travel?
I'm sick of traveling.
Oh, yeah? You traveled a lot when you were in the service, huh? Yeah.
I'm pretty much a homebody, which isn't fair to my wife because she didn't see nearly as much as I did, but we're working on that. We're working on that.
She can go with her girlfriends.
She could.
It's not bad. It's not a bad
Travels a
thing.
little bit.
Or her gay friends. My husband was always like, get a gay friend, go travel. I don't care. Just go.
We'll hook you up. Go. Let's
No.
go.
Oh, God.
We're
Yeah.
enjoying our travels a little bit.
Wait, you just came back from a big trip.
Where'd you
Oh,
go,
just-
Dave?
We just came back from France.
Where'd you go in France?
Well, we went to Paris for a little bit,
Of course.
of course.
Did you do the Eiffel Tower?
We stood under the Eiffel Tower.
Sure.
We
We had a
did not-
picnic by it.
The line for the Eiffel Tower is it's
I
like
know.
Disney World, right? It's
It's
like down,
ridiculous.
it's ridiculous. So going up there is like,
I will wait in line, so
okay.
go ahead.
But the view from the church that's up on the hill there,
Sacre-Cœur is beautiful.
Yep.
Don't you find it so amazing that all of the
Mhm.
city structures are kind of the same
same
height?
height.
It looks like it was actually planned by somebody.
Yes. Yeah, and we enjoyed that. And Pam had not been. I'd been a couple times before. And then we went up to Reims, which is where they crown the French kings.
Oh,
That's an hour and a half east and north a little bit. But then beyond that is another hour and a half is the Meuse Argonne Cemetery, which is, I have two great uncles
oh,
that fought in World War I and are buried over in this cemetery in France.
Oh, neat.
So we were able to recreate the picture because my great grandmother went over in 1930 to visit the markers. And so I was able to go
Visit the
find
what?
The
the
headstones.
headstones
Oh, okay.
Grave markers, yeah.
Markers, yeah, okay.
because she had lost two sons that last fall of World War One. She lost a son the last week of September and one the first week of November,
Oh my God.
the week before they
Wow.
signed the truce or the armistice.
Oh,
And so we went over, we found the markers, and so that was a little bit of a family heritage tie-in kind of thing. If you look at my Facebook page, you can see the pictures of the trip.
I'm sure it was quite a moment.
I will.
It was very moving. You know, still gets me choked up a little bit.
Yeah, that's
Aw.
amazing. That is amazing.
So, and my father was named for one of them. And then, so that was, it was a thing, right? It was a
Yeah.
family moment.
Wow, that's a big deal. Just
That's
you and Pam went?
wonderful.
Yeah, Pam and I just went, and then we hooked up with some of Pam's friends over in Paris for the 5 days that we were in Paris. And we spent 3 days out in Reims doing things. Yeah, it's a big wine country, big champagne country, east of Paris. And so we went up to the agricultural region.
Oh, cool.
Champagne country.
Champagne country. Yep.
Love that.
Yeah.
You get to go down into the catacombs where they store thousands and thousands of bottles for as long as you can imagine. You know, just covered in dust, and they pull out the vintages. This is from 1845, right?
Stop it.
Wow,
Is that
cool.
drinkable?
Yeah, they still sell them. I mean, they're $1 million a bottle.
I was
But,
going to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, how
But
many?
not your $12.99.
it's not your Wegmans wine, right?
No,
So,
It's not
Well, we
your
had a good
box
time.
wine.
what's that?
that's your
It's not
box.
your box wine.
No.
Yeah. So we had a good time
That
over
is
there.
Cool.
So how long were you gone? Was it a 10-day trip or?
Yeah, about 10 days.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The pictures were amazing.
It's cool to be where you've come from, to see where you've come from, and
Yes,
to feel that. Sometimes you can just feel it in your bones that you're.
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, both of my parents grew up in Kansas, and so that's where these two young men were from. And so it's interesting to go back. I've got a picture of them and my grandfather on their front porch, all barefoot in dirt and stuff.
Aww.
And seeing them when they were young men, probably 7, 8, something like that. And
Wow.
then go finding their markers over in France.
So were they
That's amazing.
in our military?
Yeah. The U.S. sent troops over, right?
Right.
And
Right.
so they were in the
So that's
platoons.
why they're buried there.
That's
So the Musargan has got 14,000 people, which is more than Normandy.
Wow.
But Normandy's got the name, right, because of the beachfront attack. But Musargan has more people. And this is towards the end of World War I, where they were just really throwing people at it.
Yeah.
It was a war of attrition.
wow.
Wow. That's awful.
Mhm.
Well, it's wonderful that you got to go.
It was very nice. It was very moving, and it was great to be able to do that. I don't think anybody else in our family had been over. And so that was a little bit of a Seymour history thing.
That's nice.
It was very good.
Very cool.
What do you guys have for us? Do you have any questions that you possibly could have for us that we need to answer for you?
Well, who are your favorite teachers? And why?
Oh.
How did they shape you? Not the
Oh.
one with the good smelling hair. We've been through that. Dave.
Yeah. No. In high school was Chuck Hanley.
Uh-huh.
I really, really enjoyed his classes. I didn't have Mrs. Lieberman.
Yeah. Loved
I
her.
liked Mrs. Lieberman.
Mrs. Lieberman was my hallmark teacher. You know, she was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Chuck Hanley was my hallmark teacher. It's interesting. It's interesting you guys mentioned Strulia. I didn't have Strulia for any classes, but I worked for Mr. Strulia
oh,
in the cafeteria.
Oh.
So in between, remember
Wow.
how lunch was 3 blocks, 3 separate lunches?
Yeah.
yes.
So I forget who the other kid was. I want to say maybe it was Joel Bender, maybe even. But anyways, we used to push the chairs in between lunch breaks. When lunch would shut down for the first block, so we push all the chairs in, straight everything out.
Huh?
It's true, we give us a quarter.
Oh my God.
Oh, a quarter.
Well, that was a big deal back then.
Yeah, that you could spend
That,
at the
that
Lions
bought
Den.
that bought Swiss cake rolls, kiddo.
I was going to say
Right.
Swiss cake rolls or Cokes, right?
Yeah,
Ding dongs.
or the milkshake,
Ding-dongs.
or the ding dongs, or the ho hos.
The
Yeah.
hobos.
So I saw I saw the bad side of Strulia because I used to see him grab
Kids.
punks by the neck and drag him down the hallway.
Yeah.
When he took him over the edge, he snapped.
Yeah.
He
As far as
did.
that, he taught me about work ethic, earning money in 7th and 8th grade, and maybe even 9th, when I think about it. And he was my driver's ed teacher. So
He was your driver's ed teacher.
he'd come to my house every
Once a week.
during the summer. It
Yep.
was, and we, me and Steve Heffron, I forget who the third person was, and we used to drive to Cortland, hit the Dairy Queen, come back to Dryden.
Nice.
Hmm.
They make you park off the nice cars.
Did what?
Dave
What?
McLean was my driver ed teacher. He used to
Oh, okay.
pick the nicest car on the street downtown in Ithaca and make us parallel park off it.
Oh, you guys went to Ithaca.
Yeah, well, we went to,
Scary.
Cortland.
we went to Cortland and Ithaca. We even took a trip to Binghamton.
Yeah,
But,
we took a trip to Syracuse, and
Yep.
I don't remember. I almost think mine was Mr. Stiles. Brenda Deniston was in with me.
Oh my gosh, I haven't thought of Brenda Deniston
Yeah.
in 30 years.
Yeah, so
Want to hear something about Brenda real quick?
Yeah,
Yes.
tell us.
well,
She
her
was, my,
husband.
she was my first crush.
She was?
She wasn't my first kiss, but she was my first crush.
I liked her. She was sweet.
Yeah, the Denistons and the Jacksons were very tight because her dad and my dad worked together at the bank.
Yeah,
So they knew each
her
other.
husband is now the president of the bank.
He's also passed.
No,
Oh.
Brenda's
Brenda's brother.
Brenda's husband
Yes.
is
yes.
the president of the bank.
The bank now.
Brenda's brother is
Does Dave
Dave-
still work for the bank?
Dave. No, Dave. Listen, I worked there in 1990. I never heard of Dave ever working there.
Really? 'Cause I thought he worked at like the one of the branches of the First National.
Not that I know of since
Oh.
1990.
Yeah, she was my first crush in first grade.
Aww.
Oh
Go ahead
my,
and ask me who my first kiss was.
Who was your first
wait,
kiss?
Carlene.
Carlene. It
Was it Carlene?
was Carlene.
Wow. How old were you?
3rd grade, maybe.
What?
You got an
Wow,
early start.
You were.
Because
raised
we
before.
shared backyards from the time we were toddlers. We were backyard mates.
You know who my first kiss was?
Who?
Cliff Dutcher
No way,
at
Cliff.
the McLean Carnival.
Whoa. You like the bad boys, huh?
Yeah. We all like the bad boys. Carlin and I went for the bad boys all the time too. Y'all went through that phase. Don't tell me you didn't.
Like the
Dutcher. Is
bad
my face
boys.
all red? or
Yeah,
what?
it is. And who was
What
your
year
first
was
kiss,
that,
Dave
Agnes?
Seymour?
What year was that, Agnes?
I would say, well, I came in the 8th grade, so I would say 9th.
Okay.
So
Oh wow.
I was a
Wow.
late bloomer. Yeah.
And who was your
I was
first?
a good girl.
Oh, stop it. Who was your first kiss, Dave Seymour?
Annette Marquis.
Really?
Annette
How old?
Marquis.
That was a 9th grade thing.
Oh, wait, so
Great.
you were dating?
On and off, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh.
Wow. So
There was a
you
lot of-
faked yourself for a relationship.
There was a lot of camping trips in there.
Oh.
I think Dave even on some of those party nights used to come up.
Nice.
Huh. Well, was your first kiss somebody in Dryden?
Yeah, who was your first kiss?
Was Randy Beck on the
What?
bleachers in 5th grade, and
You are such a
I
slut.
got kicked down.
God.
I got,
Oh my God.
I got kicked down the stairs for that.
You what?
Kicked down the stairs for that
by him.
by the Dryden girls, 2 of them, and I won't tell you who they were because you're friends with them. But I got kicked down the stairs because I wasn't a Dryden girl, and they liked Randy.
In 5th grade?
Wow.
6th grade. 6th grade.
That's why you can't remember your 6th
That's
grade.
why I know the stairs were there.
That's why you can't remember because you got a head wound.
Sorry.
A blunt trauma.
Blunt trauma. Don't be kissing Randy anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
I'm sure he wasn't.
He initiated. I didn't, Agnes. I promise. It wasn't me.
I'm sure
Randy
he wasn't hot in the 6th grade.
He
So,
was super cute.
okay. Move
Well,
along.
I mean, I dated Penny Munson for about 2.5 minutes in 6th grade. So
2.5. That was the thing with Cliff Dutcher too. That was a one night stand at the Tilt-A-Whirl.
Whoa.
At the
Tilt-A-Whirl.
One night stand at the Tilt-A-Whirl.
It was like one rotation.
Wait a
woman,
minute.
right?
Were you on
Yeah.
the Tilt-A-Whirl when he kissed
And
you?
we're done.
No, we were standing in line.
All right.
God.
That's hysterical.
Good thing I came, huh?
Yeah, good thing you came. When they had any comic relief at all.
Wow.
What?
Oh
So
my God.
were you guys? Did you guys get in trouble in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear some
We
stories.
don't have enough. There's not enough podcasts left to talk about Dave's troubles in high
Come
school.
on, let's
Stop it. Neither one of you
Come
got
on,
in
let's
trouble.
hear a little.
I had like the world record for detentions. I
For
was
what?
everything. I got detention so much.
Did you
Mostly-
talk a lot in class?
Oh yeah, I was constantly screwing up in class. But Mimi Lieberman,
Wait,
I used to
what was
spell-
her name? Was it Mimi?
yeah, Mimi Lieberman.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Okay.
So Mrs. Lieberman, she would give me detention because I would always screw in her class. And then I don't know if you remember now, we did a segment on how should we say urine analysis, where the project was you had to pee in a cup and bring it to class, and we would do the sugar strips, right? For diabetic kind of things. And if you didn't bring in your own sample,
Do you remember this?
No, I don't.
Me either. I think.
so if you didn't bring in your own
I don't.
sample, she was like peeing in a 5-gallon bucket for a month, and you had to use her urine.
What?
What?
So she would bring, she had like a big ass water bottle full
Oh,
of
that
her.
is just not right.
And
That's
it-
not right.
It was on the counter, and
gross.
she would give you a sample if you didn't bring in your own. So anyway, we were screwing around, we did something, and so the detention was, do you remember between the biology and the chemistry room, there was a little storage room with a sink and stuff like that. And so the mission of the day was to clean all of the sample bottles
Oh, gross.
for detention. So, not to be outdone by urine analysis, there was I don't know how many bubbles you can get out of a regular dishwashing detergent bottle, but I'll tell you, if you turn the water on full speed in there, you fill up the sink with dishwashing, you can make a huge pile
Did you
of
fill the
bubbles.
room?
How funny.
Did you fill the room and then get 3 more weeks of detention?
I love
Yeah, that was something like that, because Mr. Roland Ball walked in, and you could hear him go, Mimi, look at those. But she ran in from the other room, and the room had a lot of soap bubbles in it. How shall
Oh
I say?
my God. Good for you.
Nice.
Good for you.
Give me your urine again.
Can you imagine that? Bringing in
No,
your
no
teeth-
way.
these
no way.
days, I mean,
In today's world, are you
in today's world, I mean, it's almost as bad as Trumbull bringing in his guns, right?
Yeah.
No, I know.
He'd bring in his first turkey of the year, and his shotgun, and he'd like show them to all the kids. Anyway.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. Oh gosh, especially now.
Well, They were just tools to us. We all had rifles in our trucks and our cars back then.
Everybody had a gun rack in the back window, right?
They were all tools.
They
We
were all
had them before
tools.
school. And
It
after
wouldn't
school.
fit in my Pinto. I had a
Not your
Pinto.
Pinto? Yeah. Or Dave's Chevette.
It wouldn't
Yeah.
fit in the Pinto.
Exactly. Anyway, I got in
So
trouble
that
a lot
was-
in
That
Ballard.
was your, that was your badness? That's it?
Well, that was one of a number.
Oh, all right.
Like I
But
said,
that was probably
there's
the
not enough podcasts for Dave.
that was probably one of the most memorables besides a couple others.
Besides a couple others that we won't talk about right now.
Yeah, we'll save those for another day.
All right. Dave Jackson, what is your favorite? What is your favorite naughty in high school?
I honestly, I didn't get caught doing anything. I don't remember even having a detention. To be honest, I don't remember. Well, no, hang on. I do have one, and
All
it
right,
involved,
okay.
wasn't in trouble. Well, no, they called my mom. And Dave's heard this story ad nauseum. The wonderful and late Jill Hollister and I, our senior year, at the senior table, underneath the steps down there below the B wing.
I remember that.
Her and I, we didn't have any classes the first, and Dave's wife Pam was there too. We didn't have any classes the first half of the day.
You were killing time in senior
Long
class.
time. Well, by 9:30, I was passed out. My head was down on the whatever book, and Jill Hollister's head was down. We always hung out together,
Just sleeping?
sleeping. Yeah, we didn't have any classes till after lunch, our senior year. So I get home one night, and my mom says, Mr. Cooper called me today. Sam called me today. Okay. He tells me, and she was dead serious. She goes, I hear you're sleeping with Jill Hollister.
Oh,
And I said, what? She goes, he said, I need to talk to you because you're sleeping with Jill Hollister. And I said, what context is this? And I said, because it's true. We were sleeping on the table.
wow.
But Sam pitched it like, we
You
were
were
underneath the
pitching
stairs
woo.
doing
See,
the
it's
hibbity
why I
dibbity.
loved him.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was just a
Yeah.
great guy.
And so that's the only thing I can remember really. I mean, we did the usual skip class once in a while, but I never got busted or caught or anything like that.
Wow.
I didn't jump out of windows into snowbanks.
He's not.
I didn't cause any fight.
Did you ever go behind the cafeteria and smoke a cigarette in the
No,
bathroom?
I never smoked.
I had to try that once. It was stinky, but I really wanted to be a badass.
Now that I remember,
But it didn't work out for me. I couldn't do it.
the only other time I got in semi trouble, and that was where the shop teachers is Mark Peach had a thing about bullying me, and he just would always try to sneak attack me, sucker punch me in the hallway, that type of thing. And I just got fed up with it. And one day I was walking to shop class towards the guy's locker room, and he comes up and just tries to kick me, right square in the nuts.
Oh my.
I actually caught his leg perfectly. I grabbed him and I
Yeah.
flipped him completely over, head over tea kettle.
Good for you.
And he whacked his knee on the
Oh,
hard hallway floor and went crying someplace.
Oh,
And
nice.
I got called in for that, but that was by the shop teachers. I didn't go to the office. The shop teachers called me and said, what happened? Because I caused a big ruckus in the hallway. That was really it. That was really it. Yeah.
And he didn't pick on you again.
No, he did. He did.
You're
Yeah.
kidding me.
All the way through until we graduated school. There was three individuals.
Why?
Three individuals that had, for whatever reason, just decide to hassle
To
three.
pick you.
Yeah, I got picked on it a bit too, Dave.
Yeah. One of them is no longer with us. You can do the math on that. Mark Peach and Dennis
Blake?
Ingalls. Blake,
Dennis,
no,
the big,
Dennis
tall,
Blake.
goofy guy.
Blake.
Dennis Blake.
Dennis Blake.
Dennis Blake? Dennis
Yeah.
Blake is like as nice as can be right now too,
Yeah.
but I can picture it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His brother. Didn't he have a brother that?
I don't know. No, I know
Wow.
his sister, but
Dennis Blake. That's what it was.
Wow.
So anyways, there was
I'll have to
that
look
yin and yang thing going there. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Other than that, I just kind of went through school.
Just
skating
cruised
through.
Yeah. I don't know about skate, but I went through.
Mhm.
You did.
Nice.
Anything else? What you got?
No, what you got?
So
I'm gonna bring up a little advertisement for my France trip.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
That's great.
who
this
is?
is-
that is amazing.
But
This is my great grandmother
oh my God, standing at each
Look
one
at
of
the
their.
hat.
at 1930.
Get out.
That is beautiful.
She went over with a delegation of Gold Star mothers who had lost their sons during the war.
Hmm.
And so we went over, and I was able to find.
Oh, Dave,
Oh
that
my
is such an amazing picture.
Well, there's Quincy and Edgar. And
Yeah.
so
How far away from each other are they?
they're in different sections of the cemetery.
And how did you find them?
Every marker has an address.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can go look up their name, their platoon. I've got some other miscellaneous pictures of where
How did they designate where they were going to bury people? Was it when they died, or their ages, or what platoon?
everybody in this cemetery came from somewhere else. So they were killed like in action in the field somewhere, or they were buried locally, and then when they rounded them all up, they moved them back here.
How old were they, Dave?
They had to be in their early 20s.
Oh
Did
God,
They
isn't that
were they
awful?
drafted or did they enlist?
No, I believe they enlisted.
I don't think the draft was in effect that
No,
early.
that was kind
Well, a lot of folks
Wanted to go save the world.
yeah, a lot of the guys, one, they felt it was like a moral obligation, and then
Right.
some folks were just joining the army to get 3 squares a day.
Right. Oh my gosh.
right.
Yeah.
Things were
And
rough
so
back then.
it was like it was a free ride to get dinner.
So that was 1930 what?
Well, this is my grandmother went in 1930.
Right. And how
Last
old
year-
was she there? I mean, so she was born mid 1800s?
Yes. And so I'd have to look that up. I'm not sure how old she was.
Yeah.
But
Maybe 80s.
probably not a
Pretty old to travel.
No,
back
I don't.
then.
I don't think she was that old. I think people looked older back then.
yeah,
than right now.
I'm sure they did it because they took a boat, right? Because there was no plane. There was
Right.
no
Yeah.
plane yet.
Yeah, travel was a little more rugged back then.
It was a little bit more rugged
80 would have been old to try that.
to try anything, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd have to. So she must have been between 50 and 60.
So how many how many kids did she have? How many sons?
She had 3 sons, 2 daughters. Is that right? I'm gonna have to go. Now you're asking me questions. I got to go do research on.
Okay,
But,
so your grandfather didn't enlist.
My grandfather was too young at the time
Oh, okay.
because they were killed in action in 1918.
And what, a month and a half apart, you said?
Yep, September to the first week.
Young men die in wars, don't they?
It's so random.
Same.
So random.
Yeah, I mean, Dave can speak to that too. But I mean, who comes home from war is very random
Right.
Yep.
Right.
from actual combat.
My brother was a tank guy.
Mhm.
I think he chose wisely. Go in the tank, stay in the tank, don't come out of the tank.
Yes.
I think that's probably why he came home from 3 times in Afghanistan.
How long was he in for?
Well, he went to West Point right out of high school. And he was in,
So he was an officer.
yeah, he was in until he was a colonel.
Okay.
He was in until about 5 years ago. I went to his retirement party.
Oh, wow.
And now he works at the Pentagon for a contractor.
Mhm.
He used to toward the end of his career as a colonel, he used to like write the recipes for certain skirmishes. if they were going to this place or that place, he would say, you know, this terrain is this, they have these many, you know, they would be presented to Congress. And he said he would work,
Mhm.
you know, months or weeks on those things, and they were this big. And he said they would read 2 pages and throw it down. It just, you know, killed him. I said, well, somebody read it someplace. But
Yeah.
yeah, he was just a lucky man,
Yes.
a lucky guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
why people go in the Air Force, right, Dave?
well, I mean, yeah, I mean, tank commander. Obviously, he was a tank commander, so
Yeah.
you have to give it up for the. I mean, my brother-in-law was Army, and he went in right after, well, 71, right at the end of the Vietnam War.
Yes.
He did 26 years. And, so, I mean, he went to Korea and, you know, all the usual places. So,
Wow.
Yeah, they ended the draft right before my brother Steve's number got called up because
Oh,
he was an S, right? So they're working their way through the alphabet,
Get out.
and so
and what
yeah,
year was that, Dave?
that would have been 73, 72,
Wow,
Yeah.
amazing.
73.
We were,
yeah.
you
Oh,
know,
We
my
were like
brother to this day is still
10
my
or 12,
hero.
right?
Yeah.
right.
He actually knew his number was going to come up. So he just said, I'll volunteer. That way I can pick the career field I want to go into instead of
Right.
getting
As opposed to being drafted
you're going to
in.
do this.
Wait, who was that, Dave?
My brother-in-law, Jerry
Oh, okay.
Robinson. Yeah, yeah. He just decided to go ahead and enlist and pick whatever career field, you know, that made sense at the time.
Mhm.
Instead of getting enlisted, then having the Army say you're going to be this, this, or this. So if you volunteered, you had better options.
Yeah,
Right.
that's my dad, 1955, you know, so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Correct.
Well, you guys are a ton of fun.
No, you are. You two are. You two should
You
take
are
us on the
a-
road.
You are. Oh, shut
No,
up.
you are.
Shut up. You shut up.
You should give us a shut up, Agnes.
Just shut up. Shut up.
Oh.
No,
Shut
shut up.
That is the best. That is the absolute
Shut
best.
up. How many
Says it,
times
that's
can you say
great.
shut up and oh my God, that's so cool in a podcast?
That's right.
Well,
I have you know we've crossed the threshold now because we've got 2 guests,
I know.
and
I
we've
know.
not had 2 guests before.
Oh,
we have crossed that
Shut
Rubicon.
up.
you shut up.
You
Shut up. No, you shut up. Yeah.
Now we'll have to get a certain pair of twins on.
Oh,
I'm working
yeah,
on that.
would be
I'm
fun.
trying. I'm trying.
I
There's
can't believe they haven't
negotiations that
said-
have to be made.
I
What's
can't
that?
believe they haven't said yes yet. For you.
I know.
So.
So people have their reasons for not doing this, and people have said their reasons why I don't want to do this, and I understand.
Why? What are reasons? I mean, I love to make a fool of myself,
You-
as
wait.
you plainly see. I mean, who cares?
But wait a minute, you do know that she was not going to do this without me here.
Shut up.
So
I
Shut
know.
up.
I
Right?
know. She had a
knew it.
backup. See,
you were scared, but
I was like,
I was sitting
even
up
after you
there-
watched all the episodes, you were still nervous.
I know. I said they're gonna. I don't think I wrote anything in my yearbook like what
You
I
had no,
wanted to be
you
when
had
I
no
grew up.
prophecy. You had no
Oh,
prophecy. in
No
your book.
prophecy. I told you I was
There's no record.
sliding under the.
Hey,
So do you know
record.
who?
Edward Edmonds had no prophecy either.
There was a picture in the yearbook. It was a pretty decent picture.
So do you know who suggested the interview?
Yes, my friend Dave.
Yep, because he wanted us to find out what went on in Vegas.
Correct.
No, he doesn't.
I'd have thought you'd have whipped out your fanny pack and said, "We'll fix it right now."
Right now, we've got this.
We can put a Band-Aid on that.
Lay on the table. We're gonna do surgery. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was.
So he's coming home in January, and throwing a what is it? 50,
he's
50th?
throwing a anniversary party for his parents.
And
Okay.
so we're
doing it
We're
for
planning
him.
it. So
Oh, nice.
He is the, Dave.
we talked to him
Dave
today.
Stoner is the kindest. He is one of those people that he's too tender to walk on the earth. He's too sweet and kind for normal everyday life. I mean,
Right.
it just beats him up. He's just such a sweet, kind, empathetic, wonderful person.
Genuine.
genuine, kind,
Genuine.
loving.
Yep.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Well, we really enjoyed talking to him. It was fun talking to Dave. And I hadn't talked to Dave since graduation. So
I know.
Same here, man.
Do you remember him walking around with his sketchbook, Marilyn
Absolutely.
Monroe sketchbook?
I told Dave, now we're on the Dave train. You can't have too many Daves in this conversation. Right?
No kidding. It seems so.
Dave-
I remember his laugh. I used to enjoy making Dave laugh in study halls. I could not wait to tell a joke or make that guy because he had such an infectious laugh.
Yeah, and he would throw his head back in
And
it.
he's always drawing, and his portfolio was always with him.
Yep.
Always.
Yeah. He was a blast.
Yeah, he's a sweet man. Sweet.
Well, I think we're coming at the end of this one, ladies.
My goodness.
Let's call
We've
this
worn
a night.
out. We've worn out your recorder there, buddies.
My free Zoom has
I had to
expired
be
yet
cutting
again.
a lot of this.
So
right
when
off
you cut the stuff, like keep the pertinent stuff, all right? But make sure you keep your story, Dave,
Oh, it's gonna.
about the
Yeah.
finding your uncle.
Yes,
That-
please.
That's really interested. Both parts of it.
Yes,
All right. When you first told us, and the pictures, please. So
we can
Yeah.
do that.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
don't think you can request shit like that when you're being interviewed.
yeah, you can because we're running the show.
Oh, we're in charge.
Who are they without us right
You
now?
What are
actually-
we gonna say,
You
right?
actually have final say. So
Who are they without us? Yeah, and you get to edit the whole thing. So.
Right.
We may put it in the outro. Who knows?
Don't put it in the out anything. We like it.
So
We like our
you guys, we got to work on the big gang thing. A whole bunch of people. So.
Yeah, it would be so fun to see you guys.
No, I mean on a get off
Zoom?
my lawn.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
like
that
a
would
whole
be
bunch
fun.
of people. So
Get like everybody on.
yeah.
Like you know when you did when.
Oh, we could have a reunion show with like a dozen people.
Yeah. You know what? We can help you pick the people out that are least like each other. That you know those.
That would be even better. Get a bunch
not
of
the
people that don't
hung
like
out
each
together,
other
the
on.
people.
Yeah.
Opposites.
that's what you do. Have people start throwing bottles at the screen. That mother effer. Right
Yeah.
there, that-
That
We can get
bastard.
a
Hey,
dozen people
Cosmo
that don't
Vianney.
get along.
Yeah,
Dirty
that
bastard.
Mark Peach. Yeah.
Dirty bitch.
Oh man.
All right, ladies.
Thank you,
It was so
guys.
much fun.
Oh, this
Listen,
has been a complete
Thank you for
treat.
playing along.
Complete treat.
Thank you.
This was nice.
Thanks
This
for
was nice.
interviewing
And
us.
Tell your wives we said hi.
Yes, please
We
do.
will. Tell everybody in your end of Seneca Lake we said hi.
We will.
I have a lot of history over there in Interlake and in Seneca Lake, so tell everybody I said hi.
Is
I
that the
will.
southern end of Seneca Lake?
It's right in
No,
the
north.
No, the northern end.
She's
just by the castle.
or are you talking about Dave?
I was
No.
just mostly referring to southern things going south.
Oh, we're not sharp enough at 8:30 at 8:54 at night to get
I
it.
see what you did there. Yeah,
Like
okay.
2 hours past our bedtime.
We're sleeping together tonight too.
All right, well, you enjoy that. All right.
Well.
On that note,
In that case, we should wrap that up and let you guys get busy.
all right,
Good
ladies.
night, you
Bye.
guys.
Thank you.
Love you.
Thank
All right.
Love you.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Thank you very much.
There we go.
Wow. Oh, it's
Oh!
Agnes.
This is great. Where's your audio, young lady?
Rene, we're waiting for your audio to hook up here.
There.
We got it.
We got it now.
Wow, look at these two knuckleheads. I see life.
I see a third participant.
Hi.
What's
Hello.
going on?
How are you, boys?
Good.
What's up?
What's up with you?
Oh,
Hit the
there we
little-
go.
There we are.
There we go.
it is.
And now we have video.
How far do we have to get this sucker back so we look good? Like Ohio or
No.
Yeah, it would be
the next
Ohio.
room?
No, more Minnesota. There you go.
Minnesota.
There you go. How are you, dear? Oh, okay. How was dinner?
It was chilly. Ha!
I see what you did there.
See what you did there? That's right. I sent to you guys, and then it seemed to want first interview we've done where we've got no idea
Of
of the guest.
Well, funny you should mention that, Dave. She
What?
actually wrote in my yearbook.
She did.
Yeah. Which blew me away because I don't remember having a single conversation with this gal. not a single
My
one.
yearbook is right now.
See, you're just all a mess, man. You're all fluttered. You're all flustered. You're all willy-nilly.
I am
Both
willy-nilly.
You're all both haphazardly. That's an odd smell.
That's an odd
You,
smell.
you can't get this on any other show, folks.
No, you can't.
Just
Can't do
kidding.
it, man.
You
And
can't
so,
get, you can't get bathroom analysis
Could
in another show.
being a wiener.
Basically being you and me in school is basically what's he's in trouble for. Yeah. More you than me, but still more. There's the look. That's what I was shooting for right there. That's it. We'll freeze that later. Yeah. And Jeff just spews it out.
I don't know what.
Left without me.
Left without me, did he? Yeah. Oh,